It's another episode of the Pin High Podcast presented by Golficity. We're going to be taking questions from the fans on Twitter this episode. We're going to be previewing the Sentry Tournament Champions and capping that off with a Part 3 segment, as always, about our New Year's resolutions in golf in 2020. So let's get after it. So we're back again in Connecticut for at least 2 more episodes. Here with Jeek, of course, and Trevor. And it's Tiger Woods' birthday.
At least while we're recording today. I mean, actually, when it's released, it won't be. But
as we're recording, it's he's probably our second favorite guy on the podcast right now.
Behind Ches
Reavie, who will be playing in this week's tournament.
Watch out for him on the weekend.
But before we start talking about the tournament of champions, the Sentry Tournament Champions, we're going to do a new segment this week. We're introducing Twitter fan questions of the week. We didn't get that many this week, so we didn't really have much to choose from, but we have 2 pretty good ones I think we'd have some fun with. First one is from Mike Ryder on Twitter. He asked about the mental aspect of the game and how to stay positive when things aren't going well in the course. I think the first obvious choice to this, Greg, you wanna tell us?
Yeah, get a drink in you.
I think
relax a little bit.
I think the best is probably just relax. Have a transfusion or 2. Maybe talk to the cart girl a bit, ease your nerves, or unless that maybe might
make you more nervous.
Yeah, so I don't know.
I was gonna say usually when I've played with someone I know, at least since kind of a nerve-wracking situation, I just talk talk a lot. I'll talk to someone. If I have a caddy in a tournament, I'll talk to them the whole time about something other than golf. Or sure. If I'm even my friends.
We did not, when I caddied you in that tournament, we did not speak that much.
I thought we spoke a decent amount.
Trevor's just in his zone.
Well, the one time I was really not nervous, but really upset was walking up 9, and I just made a bad bogey on the 8th hole. It was an easy par 5, and that's when we started talking about who we're betting on for the U.S. Open next week or something like that.
Oh yeah, true.
And I was and then after that I hit the best 3-iron of my life right over the hole.
So I guess what you're saying is I'm good for moral support and not much else when I'm caddying.
But I've played in tournaments before where it's just I'm walking on the fairway. I don't want to be thinking golf. I'm walking on the fairway. In my opinion, I want to be talking about something else. Or maybe I'll talk about a little bit of golf, but if it depends on the situation. But if it's if things are going downhill, I want to be focusing on things going downhill.
Yeah, I can think of one time, only one time I've actually been all that nervous during a golf round, and it was on the opening tee at Bethpage. And
yeah,
I think
I agree.
The only way to overcome that, and this isn't really how to deal with it when you're playing bad, but this is mentally, it's the best way to deal with it is to just embrace the situation. You're okay, this is agree. I remember just talking to you guys okay, this is ridiculous. So I don't know, I guess that's the best way to deal with it, but I feel there's other ways you can reel that in.
I'll say my dad told me a long time ago, and it's from Freddie Couples, and he always thinks of the best shot he ever hit with that club in hand before he hits the shot. So if he's not playing that well and he has a 6-iron hand going to a green, he thinks of the best 6-irons ever hit in his life.
I was gonna say before I'm at a putt, I feel whenever I do make a putt, I feel I somehow know it's going in beforehand. And I know when it's not going in.
Yeah, I have a thing where if I line up a short putt, I have no confidence in it for some reason. But when there's a really long putt and it's okay, I have not a lot of my chances of making this putt aren't great. Those are the ones that end up sinking. Where it's a little too 2-foot putt, and I would just miss that.
So you have to be thing on like putts like that. So you have to like. I just like focus. I focus so much on just getting the putter like going toward the hole. Like that's like I don't care about anything else. It's like literally toward my target, toward the hole, wherever it is. And like
Yeah,
that's
my
usually,
club
like, calms me down.
My club pro like told me like don't look at the hole, but pick a spot like right in front of your ball.
Yeah.
That you want your like club face to go through.
Yeah, to line up. Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, but yeah, I think that kind of covers that question. I mean, yeah. Also, this is an interesting name, Elron Mexico on Twitter. Asked us to talk about Gene Paychecky, and I had never heard of this guy before doing a quick Wikipedia search. The fountain of knowledge on the internet, and I found out. So it's a guy. I would assume that not many people know about it, but maybe it's just me. But Maurice Flitcroft was the guy's name. He shot a 121 in a qualifying tourney for the 1976 Open Championship. Not a golfer, but he was posing as a professional golfer. And the rules got changed because of him. Like, they didn't want people shooting 121s at the guys who shoot that at the qualifying tournament.
So he would everything at the course.
So he'd do an alias as Gene Paychecky, and among other like things, I think is what it said.
Yeah, is Gerald Hoppy, James Bo Jolly.
Yeah.
Oh my
so,
God.
Honestly, what a legendary move by this guy. Just like playing in a qualifying tournament for a major championship, and just going out there and shooting a 121.
Yeah, like he's playing with like Seffi Ballesteros, whatever. In 1976, 19-year-old Seffi Ballesteros.
I just think it's hilarious that like anyone could just like enter a qualifying event at that point. Like, I just be like, I'm feeling my golf game today. I think I'm just gonna go enter a qualifying event and see how it pans out.
For the U.S. Open or something like that, something crazy. I guess that's why I introduced the whole like handicap thing. Like you have to have a handicap, but like at this threshold to enter.
Here's the thing,
some of these tournaments.
We were discussing this yesterday, kind of when I asked like our group chat who the hell this guy was, and we were saying that I should try to qualify for the U.S. Open for content and just go in with like a -2 handicap or like a scratch handicap, just like obviously forged, and then just go out there and like I don't know, I'd probably shoot like a 112 from like on an actual PGA course from the tips.
Dude, you wouldn't be able to reach the fairway on like maybe half of those.
Fair, you wouldn't be able to hit them.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
Either way,
those greens you'd be playing off the green too.
Yeah, like there's a reason I am like a 15-16 handicap. Like, makes sense.
Those courses they play like qualifying rounds at for the U.S. Open are so hard too. Like some of the courses like Firestone in Ohio. And, like there's one course I know someone who played at Purchase or whatever, and he putted off the green twice. Like it's just like some of those courses are set up so hard. And imagine like one of you playing those courses. It'd be interesting to watch.
It wouldn't go well.
Yeah,
I mean,
it would not go well.
Jeek's playing the Champions course. Like what, in 2 weeks?
Yeah, so in 2 weeks I'm doing a trip to the PGA National.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we're playing we're gonna play
Bear
a championship course, and yeah, I'm gonna get killed by the bear trap. So that's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Over under, let's say 8 balls that round. Over under.
8 balls. You probably lose 8 balls in the bear trap alone.
That's what I'm thinking.
Let's put a 10.5.
Yeah, I'll get back to you on that in like 3 weeks.
Have your dad record you with some content for that.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. We'll get some
from
content.
the bear trap.
Shot tracer.
Jeek versus the bear trap.
Yeah, Jeek versus.
We'll make it happen.
That's gonna be so. I can't. I hope your dad has some commentary during that as well.
Oh, I would love to hear your dad's.
My dad rattles me when I golf too.
I bet he'll love to hear that. Just thought I'd mention this. We're watching the Golf Channel on our TV right now, and I'm pretty sure they're showing Sergio Garcia just putting into the water a million times
at the Masters. So
yeah,
yeah. I remember watching that. That was our freshman year, and I was sitting in English class, literally, like looking every couple seconds, looking down at my computer at the tournament, and I thought it was a replay at first of him just hitting the water. But it was like he hit like 5 times in a row or something like that on 15. Yeah. It was amazing. Yeah. So funny.
Anyway, that was random. We'll move on to the Sentry Tournament of Champions. Last year it's at the Kapalua Plantation course in Hawaii, and we got Xander Schauffele coming off a win last year. And just like a tidbit about that, the fact that Gary Woodland had a 54-hole lead going into that final round at the Tournament Champions last year, and shot a 5 under final round and still lost is absolutely ridiculous.
No, it is. Like, shot 22 under par for the tournament.
Yeah.
Schauffele comes out with 11 under, and wins by 1 shot. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, that is crazy that happened.
This is like one of my favorite courses and favorite tournaments of the year. Just because, did we even mention this during our like par 3 segment the other week?
I think it was one of it might have been like an honorable mention maybe. Because it was on my list. It was on my list of like favorite tournaments.
I was gonna say, because like every year this is like kind of like the start of the PGA Tour season, pretty much. I mean, it's the 2020 season starting off, obviously, because it's like January 2nd through 5th. But I feel like this is like really what gets into the big swing of things.
Also, no, it does. The views.
Yeah,
the views on this course are insane.
The views are insane. Some of the holes are like so elevated. Like that one hole that DJ almost had a hole-in-one at a couple years ago. I literally like that, like an inch away from a hole-in-one, like a 470-yard par 4 or something like that. I don't even know how long it was.
Watch him do it again, honestly.
I saw someone, like, people like drive this, like, there's like 3 or 4 holes you can like drive the green on, I'm pretty sure, or something like that.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy.
Also, it's because like it's during like New Year's and everything, and during New, like I'm not much to watch one to watch like the NBA or anything like that. But if there's no football on and there's this on, like I'd rather watch this than like NBA basketball, to be honest. Just because like it's fun. Yeah. It's fun to watch. These guys go at it for like the first time like in a long time.
I forgot it's going to be competing with the NFL playoffs this weekend. It's kind of tough.
Well, it'll also be on in this will be on prime time.
Kind of, right?
Prime time golf. Yeah.
It's at 6 hours.
It's like, 6 hours behind. So it'll be like, 6 o'clock at night. They'll probably be like teeing off just because it's not a huge field, so they're probably gonna tee off a little later in the day.
Coverage starts at like 2 p.m. I think on Thursday, I believe.
Yeah,
which is 8 a.m. there. Yeah.
Yeah.
2 p.m.
I mean, that's not that bad.
I'm at 2 p.m. here in Eastern.
Okay.
Yeah, not there.
Yeah, so we might as well go over the course. All right, so like Kapalua Plantation course, what's unique about it is it's a par 73, which there's not a lot of par 73s on the PGA Tour.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. There's still only 4 par 5s, but there's 11 par 4s and a couple really long ones that Trev kind of mentioned before. They're drivable. But driver isn't really needed on this course to win, just due to like elevation and stuff. So you're gonna see a lot of irons off the tee. Also, with like the tight fairways, guys are gonna opt to try to hit it in the fairway rather than just bomb it all the way down. Bermuda grass is something to mention. There's larger greens, which means a good putter is probably gonna win. So somebody gets hot off the putter usually wins this tournament. Like last year, Schauffele got hot off the putter and that's why he won.
Yeah, that one round.
And the weather obviously is going to play a factor with like the wind, and it's not really one of the hardest courses I think on tour. I think it's actually the 5th easiest I saw, and like the winning mark over the past 5 years has ranged from 21 to like 30 under. So, I mean,
most of those par 5s, like people are going to be able to reach into. Like just with the elevation change and the wind and like they're also like, if they're under 600 yards, they're probably gonna get there in 2 just because they hit the ball so damn far.
Yeah, and you're gonna have to go pretty low I mean, obviously, like you're gonna have to at least be at 21 under. I think Schauffele won with 23 under last year.
Yep, 23 under.
Yeah, and so like I feel like it also depends on how the weather's gonna hold up, because if it's supposed to be 14 to 20 mile per hour winds, which I don't think is very like, it's not that bad for an ocean course, and it's supposed to be sunny, partly cloudy all week. So I don't think the weather's really going to put too much of a like damper on anybody's scores.
I think it's like you said, it's like a really like people have to go really low. Like the last year, like the last place was +4 tied, and after that it was like even, and everyone else under par.
Yeah,
like you have to put like nobody's gonna really play like that bad, but like even like bad for them this week will be like 5 under or worse.
I'm gonna go ahead and guess that the winning score is gonna be 27 under.
27 under.
That's a decent guess. 27
under.
I'll guess
24 under. A little better.
I love watching tournaments with like Carnage. I mean, I like this is a good tournament because all the champions. It's unique. It's kind of the first big event of the year, but like I love Carnage.
Yeah, Carnage. Well, yeah, U.S. Open Carnage.
President's Cup had some Carnage.
President's Cup did have some Carnage. I'll try that. There's not many like other tournaments like that, like on the tour, like the Valspar Championship in what's it called? I forgot what the course was, but in Florida. Valspar is in Florida. Like that's always right. That was just a lot of carnage in there. Tough course. And the Bear Trap at PJ National.
The Valspar is at Innisbrook.
Yeah, Innisbrook. That's what it was. I knew what it was. But yeah, that's a tough course, and that's the only course I can really put in my head that like has like a carnage like even close to compared to the U.S. Open.
Right. Just so before we get into our DraftKings picks for this week, I think it's notable to say that like champions and like people who qualified who aren't playing this week, like Brooks Koepka, Lowry, Rory, Phil, Molinari, Justin Rose, CT Pan, Tiger, obviously. So I feel like that's just worth mentioning before we get into our picks.
Yeah, there's definitely some big names.
Yeah, I'll say that's a pretty big list of guys who've big names like Rory, Phil, Tiger, Molinari, Rose.
I mean, yeah, about half of those guys probably played in the President's Cup.
Yeah, well, Koepka's injured.
Yeah.
So there's also a lot of first timers in the tournament this year. So Corey Connors, Tyler Duncan, Max Homa, Sung Kang, Nate Lashley, Matthew Wolf, Martin Traynor, JT Poston, Munoz, Morikawa, Mitchell, Neiman, like bunch of first timers this year. Adam Long is another one. Mm-hmm. That's like almost.
That's your boy, G.
That is my boy. I always pick him for some reason.
Yeah.
Do we want to get into our DraftKings picks? Who's gonna go first?
I'll go first.
All
right. So my first pick this week is gonna be Dustin Johnson. He's got a salary of $10,100, which is actually not that high for like a normal Dustin Johnson pick. He's usually one of the top 3 guys. And basically because I'm picking him because Kapalua is literally like his course. Like he always plays well at Kapalua. He's a 2-time winner. He finished T4 last year. He should be able to birdie a lot of holes. His price is obviously lower because of his injury, but I don't see that being an issue this week, even though this is his first stroke play tournament in quite some time. Last year, tee to green, he was 8th, and he's Dustin Johnson. So he always seems to play well at Kapalua. I can't really remember a year where he hasn't played well there. So for the price, even though it's high, like it's kind of low for Dustin Johnson, and he has a very good shot of winning this week.
I was gonna say he's not the highest, which is surprising to me. I think he's pretty safe bet to finish like top 10, top 5 probably even compete for the title because like he hits it farther than like anyone. Yeah, he's accurate. He's accurate too. He's a good, decent putter. Like I don't know. And with the slopes and everything, he knows exactly where to hit the ball. He's just a good bet.
I think it's gonna come down to whether he's like ready. Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously, I think he played in the President's Cup, but that's a lot different.
Great in the President's
kind of a. I mean, the last day he figured it out.
Yeah, he figured out the last day, but yeah, before that it wasn't anything special.
He was also playing Hao Tong Li, who's a joke.
That's true.
But yeah, it's going to come down to if he's rusty or not. I think this is a great tournament for him to come back to because he hasn't played in a very long time after the knee surgery. So like, with the amount of drivable par fours and the par fives, he can definitely take advantage of. I think it'll actually be pretty good.
Even just like his experience, his experience on this course, he's probably has the most experience playing this course in the entire field. So
I was gonna say if he's gonna come back to any tournament, this is probably the one he wants to come back to,
exactly
because he plays this course so much.
Yeah.
All right. So who's next?
I'll go. So my first one, I'm gonna go with Brendan Todd. I feel like he's just been on an absolute hot streak to start. Before his yips and all of his problems, he had a T8 in 2015 at the Sentry Tournament Champions, which I was pretty surprised to see. I mean, he's played well at Bermuda grass courses during this like hot stretch, Sea Island, Royal Port, El Camaleon. So, I mean, just the type of course that he's been dominating at, he continues the trend. And he's got a really good birdie average. All of his stats, like tee to green, driving accuracy, good. He has his birdie average. They're all up there in like the top 15-ish. So I think he's a good pick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like you say, he's played really well past couple tournaments, and I feel like he's going to keep riding that. Probably feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll go Justin Thomas, which is one of the higher salaries out there. I think just like the second highest to John Rahm. But he finished T3 last year. Played well at the President's Cup. He's always a good iron player, good bet to hit the fairway, and hits it a long way too. And in the field this week, he has the second lowest average score to par this round. So I think, based off the fact that he played well last year and he's always like one of the top players, I think he's a pretty good bet to finish top 5 or do pretty well.
And he's been on fire. Like,
yeah, he has been on fire
for so
President's
long.
Cup, he played insane. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
he's been really good.
Even if he doesn't win, I'm thinking he's like a lock for top 5.
Yeah,
absolute lock for that.
Yeah, he's played there. He's played here multiple times, so he knows what he's doing out there.
Yeah, and he's been out there.
He's on form.
He's been out there for a while too. Like, I've seen him on Instagram. Like, he's been out there for at least a week from right now.
I mean, I just spend as much time out there as I can too. I mean, look at that place.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, if I'm playing out there, I'm going out there 2 weeks early just to have some fun and practice a little bit.
Yeah. And then Trev up again. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll do my second pick is we're only doing 2 picks. I'll do Cameron Champ, just because he leads the field in driving distance, and like we said earlier, maybe people are gonna hit irons off the tee, but there are a lot of holes where you can go for the green and go for the par 5s and 2, and I think he's gonna try to take advantage of those as much as possible, because like you said, it's like to win this week, it's not about getting pars. Like, you want to make birdies and eagles, and I think he can make a lot of those. And he finished T11 last year, and that was when he was bursting onto the scene. So yeah, I feel like he could really he could be top 5, top 10. I think top 10 easily for him, but he'll make a lot of birdies and a lot of eagles.
I think after all that hype around Cameron Champ, like, he kind of struggled a bit. But he's been building his game. He won the Safeway Open in the fall. So yeah, I like that pick.
He's steadily been getting better as he gets more experience on the PGA Tour.
Yeah, and he's so young too. Like, he has so much time to get much better.
Yeah. You probably don't know this off the top of your head, but is his driving accuracy like decent at least? I know. He has the longest driving distance, so it has to be at least all right.
He's a little above 50%, which is not terrible. But
the rough is actually not that bad here. It's not like really thick rough, so I don't think even.
I'm not really worried about the rough.
I mean, he takes
the
Brooks Koepka approach, where like just hit it as far as you can. If he's in the rough, well, he'd rather hit a wedge out of the rough than like a really long iron out of the fairway. So I mean, it seems to work for Brooks Koepka. So
I'm not really worried about him being in the rough that much, because again, like some of the holes he'll driving it up toward like close to the green, so it's not going to matter. He's gonna hit it past everyone, so I don't think it's going to matter at all either.
Yeah, so I like that pick. Going off of like the young player thing you did, we got Colin Morikawa as my second pick. He's got he's at 8,600, which is pretty good value considering like I feel like anytime I've watched this guy, he's been competing on the PGA Tour, and this is like a really good field. And I feel like he played in some like lower tournaments, but he's like shown that he can compete at this level. And he has the second best iron play based off his last 50 rounds, which I thought was like an insane like stat. And he also is ranking 4th in wedge play from 100 to 125 yards, which I feel like is pretty important at this course, because everyone's going to be driving it like pretty far because of like that elevation and the altitude. So yeah, so I feel like that stat 100 to 125 yards is pretty important.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess at the salary that's given, like a top 20 would be good for him.
No, not top 20.
No, just like 40 people in the tournament.
Yeah,
there's like 30.
Whatever. He should finish in that. Like he shouldn't be in the bottom half.
No. He should be top half, and he has a good chance to be like top 10.
Yeah, I think he has a good chance to compete. Mm-hmm. In this, yeah. So
that means
all right,
my pick again, right? Isn't it?
Yep.
So my last pick is going to be Corey Connors at 7-8. Just based this year, he might be one of the hottest players coming into this tournament.
Not Brendan Todd or whatever, sure.
Well, it could be Brendan Todd, but I said one of the hottest players, not the hottest.
Yeah.
So he is strokes gained off the tee first in 2020, strokes gained tee to green 6th. He has a top 20 in his last 5 events. That includes 2 top 10s. He was also top 10 in strokes gained off the tee and tee to green, and also strokes gained approach to green in 2019. So just going into this tournament, he's one of the hottest players, and even though it's his first time at Kapalua, I just think his form will continue going into this tournament.
I agree.
I think it's a pretty safe pick, considering strokes gains off the tee and tee to green is pretty high, especially in the field.
If you take a guy like Justin Johnson, you take a guy like Justin Thomas, you're going to need to complement them with somebody who's a little bit lower of a salary, like Corey Connors. So I like that pick.
Yeah, and I think he's
just kind of like a wild card, a guy who has like a lot of upside. He can play can like top 10, top 5.
Yeah, I think he could just go out and win at this week potentially, even though the field is stacked. Like he just has a chance.
Yeah, which is also what you want.
So let's move on to our par 3 segment on our New Year's resolutions / goals for our 2020 golf game. I guess I'll start on this one. Let me bring up the list I made. The first one. So, big news. I'm getting new irons.
Wow.
Probably not.
Are you replacing your gap wedge? Your latest gap wedge?
To be determined.
You love that gap wedge. I feel like you won't be.
Okay. The one time it's been in a video, for on our YouTube, I put it like right next to the hole. So whatever. We'll so that's to be determined. But I want to gain an extra club on my distances for irons. I feel like it's a pretty I feel like I could reach that goal just by making my swing a little bit better. And like
what irons are you getting?
I'm getting fitted at PGA Superstore because you can once you buy them, you have 90 days to use them. Like you can use them on the course or whatever, and if you don't like them within 90 days, you can return them. and get new ones to have a different one. So
are you getting those soon though? Are you like where would you play?
No, I'm not getting those until like April or May.
Oh, okay. I would say that makes sense.
But I won't be playing a lot of golf before then. So
yeah.
So that's my first goal.
Where's the PGA Superstore near though? Is there one in Syracuse?
It's in Paramus, New Jersey. So
oh boy, it's a long way away.
It's worth doing though. It's 90 days. You get to no free ads, but you get 90 days to return them. So
yeah, personally, when I got new irons, like I clubbed up on like everything, so that's pretty realistic.
Yeah, and you can like it might take you like a couple of weeks to get like used to it, but like that, like once you get like in the swing of things, you'll be hitting it much better. I can tell.
Very nice, very nice.
I guess I'll go. Okay. All right. So my goal is to break 80 this year. Last year the goal was to break 90, and we did that. So like multiple times. Just kind of as we play more golf, we get better and better. So this year I want to break 80. We'll see if that could happen. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like so last year I think the goal was pretty much to get into low 80s, which I mean I wasn't getting the low 80s everywhere. I was getting in the low 80s at Silvermine, which is not a very hard course, but I was consistently getting like 81, 82, 83 there. And the year before, it was like break 90. The year before, break 100. So I feel like breaking 80 is a little ambitious. But if there's one place I could be able to get hot and do it, it is Silvermine, where we play the most.
I kind of got to the point in my golf game last year where I wasn't going to get any better unless I started like changing my swing and like getting lessons. So I took a couple lessons last year, changed my swing a little bit, and got a little bit more consistent with my irons. And that helped me a little bit, and also helped me putting because I'm not a good putter. As you could tell from any of the videos released, I lose more strokes putting than I do. Like I get to the green like pretty fine, like usually putting for par, and then I just end up with like a double bogey because I just can't putt.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I'll go my first goal, and it's like kind of like it kind of intertwines with like another goal. So I'm just gonna keep make it like one, and it's break 70, but also be more consistent and get like and shoot in the low 70s more. So I feel like last year at the beginning of the year, and it's happened the year before, I wasn't playing as well in like June and May and June. And then it gets to July and like early August, and I'm playing like the best golf of the year, but I'm always really close to breaking 70 or even breaking par, but I was finished like one or two shots over. Like I remember last year I was through 15 holes and I was 2 under par, and then I went double and shot like 74 or something like that.
Jesus.
So I just need to. My ultimate goal is to break 70, but I think I need to be more consistent earlier in the summer. So at that time where I'm playing the best, I can shoot like low 70s consistently and then break 70 a couple times.
So like what you're saying is like you start off in May and June like shooting low 70s so that you can get to breaking 70 in
or
July,
even like June, May and June shooting like mid 70s because in this past year in like June I was shooting 83, 82, 75, 81, 82, and then it started getting a little better. Like I was shooting 79, 77, and then at one point like in late July I was shooting 72, 74, 74, 74, 73. I was 75. I was playing so much better. So I guess if I can play better early in the summer, then that's a big deal. But also I won't be able to play for 6 months, so I don't know how that's gonna work out well.
Yeah, you won't be able to play in that. So,
but we'll see. That's I think that's a pretty good goal for me.
Yeah.
And then next goal is work on short game more when practicing. So I feel like I don't need to. Like I like putting a lot, and I feel like my irons and driver is consistent enough where I can play. I can like if I don't practice before I go out or like warm up, I can be fine. But I think I need to work on the short game because that's what will really help get the scores down.
Yeah, I remember at the tournament I caddied you out at Oak Hills, the only thing you didn't do well was you just had like a few 3-putts.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for those 3 putts, you would have shot like really low.
I know, yeah. Yeah, there were a
And
couple holes where
those were terrible conditions, to be fair.
Oh no, it like yeah. There was those. I mean, those greens are like. That's why I wanted to be. I got there like an hour and a half early and was putting for like an hour and a half. And I just when I got on the course, like maybe it was a nerve or something like that. But I don't know, I just did not putt well on the course.
I mean, yeah, I'll take that. I could take that into my next goal is literally to limit 3 putts. Like maybe to once or twice a round because I 3-putt a lot. And as I said before, I'm not a good putter. I want to limit 3 putts. If I have a long putt, I want to put it close. I want to put to give me so that I could don't have to putt again. You know what I mean? I just want to get better. I want to get better at putting because that's the easiest way to lower my score, I believe.
Definitely. You should put your goal to get better at those putts that are just out of gimme range. You should practice those more. Should be your goal.
Whatever. At the end of last season, I did get a little bit better at that because, like I said, focus in front of the ball, not the hole. Helps out a little bit.
It does. And those putts, those 4 or 5 foot putts are
they're nerve-wracking.
A huge difference. They're a huge difference in what you score because there's so many of those during a round.
Yeah, you could have 5 or 6 of those during a round if you go half you cost yourself 6 strokes if you miss all those.
Yeah. And is it me?
Yes. You too.
So I'll go with shooting under 90 at a course that's we were going over this before, 6,500 yards, but I'll put it more 6,700 yards. Shooting at a lower at a course where I have to use my long irons more because that's something I have to do. I have to get much better at my long irons, my 4, 5, 6. I need to get way more consistent with those.
And you have to hit them over 150 yards too.
Yes. Hey,
got him.
How long is that that hole, that par 3, the second hole on the short course at Silvermine, Jeek? That's a long hole. Isn't it?
It's downhill.
180s up or 180s.
Yeah, probably.
I had my 4-iron middle. It was middle of the green, but it was off the green. It was a little bit left.
But I hit a 6-iron.
Okay, well, you also have nicer clubs than me.
I'm just saying, that's your goal.
Passing the game 20 yards when he gets his new clubs by the time summer comes around.
Yeah, I hope.
I don't know about that. Listen. I'm just trying to get 1 club up, not 2.
Pat just starts golfing in the summer, and he's just DJ, just hitting 330-yard drives, just consistently.
My driver has gotten far better. I'm starting to get it a little bit further on that first hole. I'm starting to get way over that hump at
yeah. So you don't have 200 yards in, you have 150 yards in.
Yeah, we played an alternate shot round. That was actually really fun. We were just playing it 2v2 alternate shot. A lot more fun than I thought it would have been.
Oh yeah, me and Jeek we kind of our games kind of complement each other like that. Because he can hit the long irons, I can hit consistent fairways, and I don't know. Our short games are similar, kind of.
Yeah, but we still lost by a hole.
For driving and getting to the green, you both complement each other well. That's true.
And then my last one was to break 80 at. Actually, no, it actually wasn't. I was gonna say break 80 at Silvermine is a good one because if I said if I'm gonna do it, it would be there. But I think dialing in my yardages with my wedges is very important because I couldn't tell you what my pitching wedge and my 52 are right now. It ranges so far. I had a 80 or a 90-yard shot the other day, and I pulled my 52 and just hit it 20 yards over the green. Anyway, I struck it. I pured it. It was a good shot, but it was just way over. So I need to dial in my yardages with my wedges for sure this season.
Yeah, those are kind of tough to you hit them differently every time. I know, because if you're gonna pick anyone to be your caddy, it'd probably be me. You get to a 52-degree wedge, and you always ask should I hit that? I'm really not sure because I don't know what your distance is on that because you hit it somewhere different every time.
Well, it's really just two different scenarios. I either hit it well, and I hit it pretty far, or not far, but like I'll hit it like 110, or I'll just pop it up and hit it like 80 yards. So I need to get more consistent with.
Yeah, that's a really big gap between for one club.
Yeah, exactly. So getting more consistent with those.
Yeah.
So I guess it's my last one. Yeah. All right. So like I said, limit 3 putts. I'm also want to limit my shanks, because when I'm playing a really bad round of golf, like I don't know where I'm gonna hit the ball. Like some days I'm just hitting the ball well, like hitting it like pretty straight, but like I could shank with the best of them. So I just want to limit those shanks.
I mean, knock on wood. I don't really. One of my issues is not really shanking it. It's more just like I'll pull it or like slice it maybe with like a 3-wood. But like I'm not a big shanker. That's not like the biggest like issue.
Yeah, I don't pull or hit my balls right or left. Like I just shank them. That's when I hit a bad shot. I just shank it, which is weird. Like usually it's just like you're gonna hit your ball and you're just gonna absolutely pull it one time, or you're gonna absolutely hit it into the other fairway or something like that. That's usually not my case. I'm usually just off the sides of the fairways. But like there's holes where I literally just shank the golf ball and like it just ruins my hole for me. So it has made me good at scrambling though. So
it's funny how different our goals are from Trevor.
I mean, it is what it is. We're just trying to become consistent.
My next goal is you guys like I don't know, but my next goal is qualify for a CSGA tournament, or like a big, like kind of like a local tournament kind of
like last year.
Like play in the qualifier and actually qualify, like and maybe not just for like that tournament, but like maybe a couple more different tournaments too.
Last year was a fluke that you didn't make it, honestly.
I think you just need a different caddy.
I think if it was a better day, if it was a better like nicer day, I think I would have qualified. I
think you need a different caddy. I think you need to switch up the bag. Yeah.
Jake, you're too lazy. Maybe I will. You're too lazy to carry a bag around for 18 holes. It's not yours.
I bet I'm a better caddy than you.
I don't know.
We'll have a competition. We'll have a competition to see who's my caddy.
I don't think it was really like a Trevor needed help with anything. I think it was more of like a Trevor needed moral support type of thing.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, I just need someone to carry my bag. I don't want to carry my bag for 18 holes.
Odds are me or Jeek are not going to be making any significant decisions for you if we're caddying, so there will be no difference between the two of us.
Honestly,
all I know is I'm a good decision maker.
Like I said earlier, I said like I'm like, yeah, I might ask for a little bit of help sometimes, but most of the time it's just going to be me wanting to talk to someone because I don't want to talk to the guys I'm playing with. Like usually I won't do that.
I'm a good decision maker for everybody but myself. So yeah, there's that.
All right, that's good. That's good to know though. Jeek, I'll be considering both of you. You should both submit your resumes by Monday next week.
He's just gonna pick somebody else. Like there's gonna be like a wild card that just like takes his bag.
I'll get a local country club caddy from wherever the tournament is,
and then pay him like 0.1% of your winnings.
Yeah, 0.1%, 0.001%.
Shout out Mike Fisher.
Maybe a snack at the snack bar.
Yeah,
that'll be it.
And then do we want to cap it off with like predictions for the 2020 majors? I guess.
Oh, that's kind of out there.
Just say who.
Or no,
who
not a 2020 major. Somebody you think is going to win a major, just that is kind of out of the box.
Out of the box.
I think this is the year Ricky does it.
I would love to see Ricky do it.
Yeah, I think Ricky.
Awesome.
I think Ricky wins. Oh, this is bold. I think this is the year Ricky wins the Masters.
Masters, huh?
Yeah. I think it's either gonna be Ricky or Rory in the Masters.
I feel like everyone wants Ricky to win.
I think the Masters is gonna be John Rahm. I think John Rahm wins the Masters this year. That's not really out there, but
I feel like I say it every year, but I think this is Rory's year in the Masters. He's finally gonna do it. He played so well last year. I think he's feeling so confident. I think he's gonna do it.
Do we think Spieth makes a comeback at all?
I think he'll have 1 or 2 wins this year, but I don't think he's gonna contend in the majors. That's just my guess.
I think I think there's 1 or 2 weekends you see him play well at like maybe he plays well at Winged Foot or I don't know at the PGA. I'm not or the Masters. I think he'll play well at the Masters probably because that's just like he always plays well at the Masters.
While we're talking about the Masters, this week during the college football playoff, did you see that commercial?
Goosebumps.
The Masters commercial was literally porn. Like that was insane. And it's
I
so
was just
early.
like, yeah, I mean, so the slow-mo bird and everything. Oh my god, it's so cool.
That camera angle down Magnolia Lane. Oh my god.
Yeah, there's nothing like it. Seeing the first Masters commercial.
I was just seeing that. I was like, so I've been on a melatonin kick before I go to bed, and they give you wild dreams. And I'm pretty sure I had a dream the other night about, like, after I watched that commercial, just like subconsciously in my head, that I was walking down Magnolia Lane.
That's insane.
Walking down toward the clubhouse.
Yeah, and then I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure like I couldn't walk. It was like an endless mirage.
That Masters commercial caught my attention more than like the football game itself, which is crazy.
Was that during the LSU game?
It was, yeah, I think it was both games actually.
It was
because
both
ESPN
games. They showed
ABC.
They showed it.
I didn't watch. I remember seeing it during the Clemson game, but I'm pretty sure that someone mentioned it about like after or during the LSU game too, which I did not. I didn't watch that much of that game to be honest. Cause
it was both of the games that showed, and like it's so early for the Masters, but like just seeing that commercial got me hyped.
So hyped. I honestly think it's the perfect time to like endorse for it, just because the PGA Tour is coming back this week. A lot of people know that. Yeah, tease it and then tease it. Yeah, and like, all right, PGA Tour is coming back this week. That means golf. And you see a Masters commercial. That means golf is back. It's officially back this week.
What we can also promote before we head out is Golficity and their fantasy premium picks. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
If you're in the business
of making money, yeah, they're gonna take that slogan from us.
Yeah, honestly, they should. Anyway, yeah, subscribe to those. Subscribe to us on YouTube. We have a video. We have a YouTube video coming out pretty soon. What's the progress on that, Jeek?
We're getting there. I don't really want to release it on like New Year's.
Pin High Pod.
It's just the Pin High Podcast. Yeah.
Pin High Podcast. Got it.
Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at the Pin High Pod. On Twitter every week, if you want to hear more about the fan questions, we'll be posting something, or you can just get in our mentions with a question, and we'll be sure to address it. Other than that,
also please give us some more part 3 ideas. We're always looking for more ideas for that.
Also, if you want to hear us talk about anything, that's a new segment. So just say something. We'll talk about it.
As I just said, but
I know. I like to emphasize.
Okay, yeah, definitely do that. Other than that, hopefully our DraftKings picks do well this week at the Sentry. We'll see you next week.